So, quite honestly, I've been working in the financial industry for about 20 years. And a big chunk of my time, maybe about 10 to 15 years, I've worked in one single company. And for me, it felt like a dream where a lot of my colleagues or my co-workers, we became eventually friends. And from friends, some of them, they actually became like almost family members. But that said, that I guess that dream of waking up, seeing friends, and also working at the same time came to an end. And this is the story of how investment banking jobs are slowly being taken over by AI. So, to be very, very honest, from a long time, I knew that this was happening. And if you have been following this channel for quite some time, you would see that I have been talking a little bit about how there's no such thing as job security in today's economy. That being said, I still remembered while still being in university, I used to get advice from my older relatives, which is work hard, study hard, save, and eventually retire. That was the basic advice. And during that time, it was very common for one person to actually get a job, work in that particular job for 20 or 30 years. And in exchange for that person's loyalty, this company would then give that individual job security. That being said, what happened was even before the pandemic, we could see a lot of people losing their jobs. And I can give you a couple of examples. If we were to look right now, if we want to communicate with people, we can actually send a WhatsApp, we can send an email, we can even video call them. So with that, a lot of postal companies have been struggling with a drop in terms of sending letters and also receiving letters. The second jobs which I see being impacted are maybe the travel agent guys, where maybe 10 or 20 years ago, when our dads wanted to buy a plane ticket, say to maybe a different country, right? They would maybe ask us to talk to the travel agent. And these travel agents would then book the ticket on the behalf of maybe our dads or even for us, right? So right now with websites being able to not only book our flights, our hotels, but also plan our travel itinerary. So needless to say, I could already see the writing on the wall that even investment banking jobs was going to be impacted. And I tell you that one day, which I realized this was going to be a reality. This was the day when I actually read a couple of news articles which are saying that machines are getting cheaper, machines are getting better, and machines are getting even smarter. And I still remember talking to a couple of people within this particular field, and they showed me this particular software or this particular machine, right, which was able to not only read news, but it can also summarize the news, and from that summarized news, it can actually do trading, which is called algo trading. So basically, right now, this would replace the job of a fund manager and also an analyst, whereby traditionally an analyst would probably just read the newspapers. Second, what they will do is summarize it. Third, they will give advice to the fund managers on what to do on a particular stock. And what a fund manager does instead is they actually look at the market sentiment. They want to see whether certain stocks are overbought or certain stocks are oversold. And based on that, they will execute their order. So as I mentioned, once machines got cheaper, better, faster, a lot of these jobs were very redundant. On top of that, there's another job called the broker, where this person takes orders from the market and they will execute the orders. Right now, more and more, we can actually see software or websites which actually can take our orders and also execute the orders for us. So the impact from this is that a lot of financial institutions cannot charge their usual price. They had to lower their prices down as we are competing against machines. So once the financial institutions had to cut costs, next it was our jobs. And this was where a lot of people actually lost their jobs within the financial markets. And personally, while job searching with a couple of my friends, I still could remember that frustration that there was just not many jobs in the industry right now. Why? If a particular business is getting less and less profitable, they're going to hire less people. And when they hire less people, not only people are going to lose their jobs, but it's going to be harder to get a new job within the same field. And in the medium term and the long term, I feel that once software becomes more intuitive to use, once software gets even more and more accessible to everyone within the market, I think that more investment banking jobs will just disappear from the economy. So basically, what can we do to survive in this economy, right? Number one, I can honestly say that things are getting a little bit more expensive right now with inflation. And this is happening globally. And the second economic reality is that there's not many jobs within the economy, especially investment banking jobs. So what can we do? And these are the three things that I'm currently doing, and that's why I set up this particular channel. Number one, this is the most important. We need to learn how to save. The second most important thing is we need to learn how to invest. By investing, this would enable us to not only get passive income, but this will also help us make some money from the financial markets. And the third final thing is to start building assets. Right now, in this digital age, I would highly suggest that we don't compete against the machine. Rather, we should use AI in our favor to create products and offer it in the marketplace. True, there'll be times where we don't know what we're doing. True, there'll be times where we're going to make a lot of mistakes. True, there'll be times that we're going to be frustrated. We're going to feel insecure, scared. There's going to be a lot of anxiety. But trust me, I think job security is something of the past. Right now, more and more, we should evolve ourselves to be able to compete in this new economy.